Do you know this video has been driven by the last 2 months consultations, and it's about how do you put a value on what the Stevie Kidd pathway is. I would say in the last 3 months I've said something to clients that automatically gets them to understand what's going to happen when they engage in the Stevie Kidd pathway. Let's fast track 6 months into the future, and let's think about the mind, the thought process, who you're going to grow into. But then I turn around and say this, can you just stop a minute and look behind you and imagine that you're looking behind you back to the old you? And can we realise at this point forward, it will be absolutely impossible for you to go back to that model ever again in your life. Can you believe that? And can you see that? Because that's exactly what's going to happen. And in that moment, that's when people get the value of what the Stevie Kidd pathway is. When are you drawn to something and when are you drawn away? When you use the abbreviation COST, you're pulled away from something. When you use the abbreviation investment, all of a sudden you're pushed towards it. And it's the first question I ask clients when they come to me. When the consultation gets to my stage, I basically ask, how do you view this? Do you view this as an investment or a cost? Sometimes there's a delay, but sometimes, oh no, this is an investment. And I go, wonderful. Now, bearing in mind what we just said about the model that you're not going to have again, we also have to give another leverage. And the leverage is then creating an awareness with the client to start talking about the cost or investment that exists in your current business. And sometimes I'll use a middle manager, and sometimes I'll even use a receptionist. And no disrespect to the middle manager or receptionist, I'm actually just getting them to create an observation of what costs exist within the business. If we go to the middle manager, we immediately drill in and say what they're responsible for. And then we'll ask, what do you pay them? Now, I've heard numbers such as 30, 35, 40, 50,000 pounds a year. And I go, wow, what are they responsible for then? They tell me maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 things maximum. And I say, how does that empower you to move you forward in terms of your growth or scale your business up? So the pathway is what? The pathway is one cost. It's an average cost of, it's not an average, it is a cost. The cost is £500 a session with a minimum of 4 sessions, which is £2,000 plus VAT, which is 24,000 a year. If you put each of Pete Scotland in that, your investment is going to be £28,000 a year. Bearing in mind, measuring that against all your other investments in your business, but then look at what you're going to get in return for that £28,000 if that's your average investment for the year, because some people go 4 hours to 8 hours. But the concept of what's going to constantly change and who you're going to grow into and how far your business is going to evolve.
So if somebody says to me right now, right, you could be the guy you were 2 years ago, or you could be the guy you are today, that's how much it's going to cost you. I'd be like, bargain! Where do I sign? Do you know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to try and, kind of minimise. I know it's a big financial outlay, but what you will take away from that, well, you'll not even think about the money side of things. The money's neither here nor there, because what you will take out of that, you will reap back 10, 20, 30, 40 times over.
Just do it, man. Pay the money. It's brilliant. It is absolutely amazing. The change in your life after it is more than triple your initial investment.
So let's go to the end of the year. You've invested 28,000 for the middle manager or the receptionist or some other cost. What's your social media cost? What's your marketing cost? What's your management cost? What's your people cost? Think about it. Now go to the end where you've invested, say, 28,000, 30,000 a year into the pathway, and now do a 360 look and see everything that's completely changed. I do get rewarded when I see the person change. I do get motivated when I see the business scaling. But I'll tell you what's really rewarding. Watching a human being be emotionally free. Watching a human being have a better relationship with themselves. Watching a human being having a really free, fulfilled, happy relationship with their partner or their wife. But more so, seeing the magic that happens collectively with our kids and then as a whole family. And that's one of my main reasons for doing what I do. It's like a tsunami. When I come into your life, it's like a tsunami coming in. All the shite that goes on in your head is getting washed away, and there's a new install going in. And when I put that in, I don't need to know. I don't need to tell you what happens. You probably watched a mountain of videos and heard mountain podcasts or testimonials of what people have said happens when they engage with me at the pathway. So the concept of the final message for you is that value for money against other costs that you have within your business? And truly measure that and ask yourself that. And I'll leave you with this. My whole life and all the years of development and the thousands of pounds investment I put into my own development, do you know the only thing that I had to do? Because I could have stayed where I was. Oof. That's a painful move. That's a painful movie to even think about that in my head. But I did something that you're not doing. And it's so simple to do. You just need to take 2 steps to the side, turn to the side, and let yourself through. Because you need to get yourself out your own road. It is the greatest investment you'll ever make. And I'm making no exaggeration. It is the greatest show on earth.